Good evening and welcome to Hungary Report, starting off Public Media M1's foreign language news hour. I'm Csenga Gabriela Ibolya with today's news from Hungary and the Carpathian Basin. Let's begin. According to the Hungarian government, the online accounting system is successful. The State Secretary for Tax Issues said that they expect tax avoidance to fall below 10% next year. The government points out that online cash registers are whitening the economy and helping tax inspectors find VAT frauds. Investigations may commence against the captain of the sister ship of the hotel ship that collided with the Mermaid. Suspicion has arose that the other hotel boat arriving after the accident also neglected to provide help. At least that seems to be the case, according to videos and eyewitness accounts. So far, there is one suspect in the disaster, the Ukrainian captain of the first Viking ship.
This is the moment on May 29th, when the Viking Sziget hotel boat reached and then collided with the Mermaid tourist boat at Margaret Bridge. According to a recent expert opinion, the accident on the Danube was clearly caused by the Viking Sziget, contrary to what the ship's Ukrainian captain first said in his statement. The legal representative of the Mermaid's deceased captain has therefore filed a lawsuit against the captain for false testimony and false allegations. The Ukrainian captain said that the Mermaid overtook the Viking Sziget from the right and basically interpreted the whole situation that the accident resulted from the Mermaid's movement and maneuvering, lawyer Christian Gulyás said. While giving a statement to M1 News, the lawyer of the Ukrainian captain called the petition of the victim's representative unfounded. His legal position would likely cause him to fail a university criminal law exam. After all, a suspect in this case cannot give a false testimony, even if he was first interrogated as a witness and then later on as a suspect. Conceptually, this is impossible, Gábor Tóth said. The Ukrainian captain was first under criminal supervision and later arrested on Wednesday after being accused of failing to provide assistance in addition to causing the fatal mass accident. According to experts, the legal representative of the Mermaid's captain also reported the captain of the Viking Idun, who was on the scene of the accident on suspicion of failing to provide assistance. According to the most recent expert opinion, the captains of both Viking hotel ships knew that people have fallen into the water from the Mermaid tourist boat, yet refused to instruct the accused to help those in need. The crew, instead, acted on their own. 26 South Koreans and the ship's 2 Hungarian crew members lost their lives during the Mermaid tragedy. Only 7 people survived the accident. The body of one of the Korean victims still hasn't been found to this day.
He still doesn't believe that he had succeeded. This is what Sziget Festival said to M1 News at the airport after arriving back from climbing the K2 peak 10 days ago. The K2 peak happens to be the second highest mountain in the world with its 8,611 meters. It has many technical difficulties, which was made even harder for the climber as he climbed without Sherpas or supplementary oxygen.
Family and friends awaited the climbers at Liszt Ferenc International Airport. Sziget Festival and Dávid Klein have led a successful expedition to conquer K2, the second highest peak in the world. While Mount Everest already shows signs of mass tourism, the highest point of the Karakoram range is still only accessible to the most prepared and lucky climbers. 8,611 meters is very high. The atmosphere is very thin, while the last section of the mountain is full of technical difficulties. These things combined make ascending the K2 very difficult. The usually extreme weather also adds to this mix, Dávid Klein said. They were lucky with the weather this time, so the expedition lasted less than 2 months. At the end, only Sziget Festival conquered the summit, without the help of Sherpas or supplemental oxygen. The alpinist is already planning his next climb. So there's this Himalayan challenge, the most dangerous 8,000er, the Annapurna, which Dávid as the first Hungarian climbed in 2016. The most difficult 8,000er is considered to be K2, which we've just climbed. And of course, the highest of them all, Mount Everest, said Sziget Festival. Members of the expedition would like to be the first Hungarian alpinists to climb the highest peak in the world without the use of supplementary oxygen.
Old chapel trucks and beautiful Pannonia motors. There are more than 300 exhibitors for the Veteran Vehicle Festival held in Balatonfürdő. The lakeside city has been organising the one-day festival of cars and other vehicles older than 30 years for 8 years now. The participants also held a short parade on the streets of the lakeside town.
It is over 65 years old, and yet the engine of this German-made tractor starts on the first attempt. It has been rebuilt by its owner, and it is used by his family for over 30 years. My father-in-law had used it to plow. It used to have a lawnmower and a trailer. Later it became mine, so I took it apart, rebuilt it, and now we use it to get ice cream, says the owner. The owner of this 1957 Citroën Traxnion Avant arrived in a French gendarme uniform from the period. He bought the car 4 years ago and says it is a rarity in automotive history. Back then, Citroën used technical innovations ahead of its time, such as the self-supporting body and the front-wheel drive. It's in its name too, Citroën Avant, where Avant means first. The steering wheel used a linear actuator. The engine had state-of-the-art overhead valves, only found in airplanes at that time, the owner explained. Motorbikes were also on display, even such brands as Simpson, MZ and Pannonia. This is a very beautiful Pannonia P10, made in 1967. It is the first of its kind, manufactured as a trial and later changed significantly. It's a lovable little bike, this man said. There have never been so many people at the veteran car meeting in Balatonfürdő. The number of exhibitors exceeded all our expectations. Almost 300 vehicles, mostly cars, are exhibited this year, but there are many motorbikes as well, the event's organizers said. The vehicles, led by an old chapel truck, drove to town in a parade.
And the countdown has begun. Soon the largest and most popular summer festival, Sziget, will begin. Like every year, huge renowned stars will take the stage again, such as Ed Sheeran, the Foo Fighters and Macklemore. From this year onwards, visitors will be able to pre-register for the entry bracelet. If you want to avoid queuing, you can get your ticket at the Elizabeth Square Aquarium Club until late Sunday night. The festival starts on Wednesday and will run for a week. An exhibition titled The World of Minerals, Poetry of the Earth has opened in the Zoo of Debrecen. Exhibitors will get to know the flowers of the mines. The ornaments of the exhibitions are Vivianite crystals from the Romanian Valley and fluorescent stones from Tarcal. The exhibition can be seen until the end of August in the zoo. The Wine Festival in Balaton-Almádi awaits visitors until the 20th of August. In addition to wines from around Lake Balaton, the organizers invited renowned wineries from the historic wine regions of the country. This year, visitors can drink wines from Szekszárd, Eger and Mátra. There's also a playhouse for the children, and artisans from the area offer their goods at the fair. And that's all for now, but don't forget you can catch Hungary Reports every night after 11 p.m. news and online as always. Do stick around and watch our German, Russian and Chinese language news. Thank you for watching and have a lovely evening.